Welcome back, ladies and gents. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your week, well rested and ready for the trading week ahead. In today's video, we're going to be getting into the Bitcoin charts as usual, also taking a look at Chainlink and Ethereum. I want to share with you my thoughts on the lower time frames, the high time frames, go through some of the critical regions on the charts as Bitcoin has seen quite a pullback here of about 5 to 6%. So we want to go ahead and take a look at some potential trading opportunities. There's going to be a lot of important things we need to discuss to get ready for this trading week. And as you guys know, I don't like to waste any time. So let's get right into it here, starting off on the 4-hour time frame, guys. What I want to go through here is, of course, going to be very quickly. We did hit our 17th or 18th of May bearish order block here with the price action over the weekend. So, of course, when we do come up to a bearish order block, we want to be looking for some short positions as opposed to those long positions. You guys know already that if you did watch the videos, you would have seen our entries down here at 37,300 on the move to the upside. Also at this region here as well in the $40,000 region, adding to those long positions from 37,000. However, of course, taking some profits on those leverage positions, still in all of our spot positions, but taking those profits here as we are in this order block right now, we are seeing a slight rejection from it, but I do not believe that based on the high time frames, this is over for the bulls, right? We are actually looking for overall high time frame continuation. As we have spoken about, if we very quickly go over to our weekly time frame, even since we were at these lows here, we were looking at our volatility index, the volatility index giving us multiple weeks of green VIX in a row, showing us that a market bottom is close. Of course, we had our weekly stochastic start to turn up on this last move to the upside from $29,000, where we also picked up long positions. So all of these are still very good. Our RSI regaining that moving average and actually getting a positive slope on the moving average now, and also getting above the 50 level. So all of these things are very good as long as the price action is able to get above the yearly R3 at $46,315. And I personally believe that we will be able to do this coming into the next 2 or 3 weeks. However, based on the lower time frames, that did offer up some nice short positions based on those lower time frames that we looked at with this resistance that we have here, and also some divergences going on. So the 4-hour divergences, I would say, are played out right now, but based on the 1-day time frame and the 12-hour, in fact, we do have some bearish divergences. So from this peak, you can see the price action is in fact creating a higher high from the 30th of July to the 8th of August, and the RSI here is making a lower high. And that would mean that with any confirmations here, we would be setting in some daily bearish divergence. You could be looking at the same thing on the stochastic here, as it did not pick up that much momentum. Of course, this needs to cross down for that to confirm. And on the price action, we need to confirm a local high first for this to confirm. Now, playing out these divergences, like I said, I am bullish on the weekly, and I do think the monthly closure was very good, as I already told you guys, if we are able to reclaim resistances. And so I would think that once again, from these bearish divergences, if they are to play out here and we are to lose support, I would actually look for this as a buying opportunity, and I would very much like this as another swing trade, such as the one that we got here down at $37,000. The big reason being, of course, it was high time frame support, and it gave us a 21% continuation. Therefore, I would look for the same kind of thing. Coming down to some high time frame support regions, they would be my setups, and I would be definitely interested in that position. So go ahead and check out, especially this morning's video that I uploaded in the Discord as well. We went into some nice areas to potentially be watching. I don't want to get too much into the high time frames here and exactly those areas, because I don't want to make this video too long, but definitely make sure you go ahead and check that out. Now, for the bulls, if they are to get continuation here, we'd be looking at the monthly R2 at $45,865. Any closures above there, I would be aiming for continuation all the way to the monthly R3. That's at $50,902. Now, what is interesting to me about this is, of course, going to be right here. So if we pull a Fibonacci from the all-time highs to the all-time lows, we can see that the R2 is in confluence with the 0.5. So we got pretty damn close to those targets that we discussed, I believe, about a week or two ago. And then if we go ahead and take a look at our golden pocket, so breaking the 0.5 and the R2, it would give us our next target off the monthly R3 and the golden pocket of the entire move from the upside to the downside, which is in confluence with that monthly R3. That typically does not break on the first go, but at that point, we would have acceptance back into the larger range, and it would be overall good. So definitely do not be too, don't rush the price action. It will do its thing here. And I think that's the direction right now. And even since $29,000, since we've been speaking about this, has been quite clear. We did speak about a higher low be set in and an opportunity, which we did get that higher low. So if we are to continue the one-day market structure, the higher highs and higher lows, which is a bullish market structure, we should hold around the 38,190 level, which is the candle bodies here. That's where you would want to look at, or the wicks, which would be exactly at $37,282. So holding above that region, that is going to be even short-term, very, very good for the bulls on the one-day time frame, and that would be holding the higher low structure. And even with these bearish divergences, it would still be an opportunity in my personal opinion. We do see a pivot on the momentum indicator as well. So I think that, all of this made for an absolutely fantastic short yesterday. So very quickly, before we do get off the charts here and go onto Ethereum and Chainlink. This was my position. You guys saw my long position, so you guys can go ahead and check out 2 days ago's video where we looked at the entries and the exits, and I explained my thought process behind those. And the short position that I took was at $45,000, but I did end up adding to that as we saw the reaction, as we saw the momentum start to really flip back to the downside on the stochastic. And so I have an average of $44,622, closing some this morning at $42,900. And that is because we were coming back to that support region that I spoke about. So that was the weekly pivot support. So I was going to front run that. And of course, we did end up bouncing on the weekly S2 here as well at 42,844. And that is the bottom of the order block, as you can see, perfectly bouncing from the bottom of the order block. So therefore, that's where I look to take profits, or at least some profits, and then look to take more profits potentially at the weekly pivot. And any closures back above the daily pivot here on the lower time frames at $44,156, I'd be looking for another move back to the highs and potentially continuation from then on as well. So now let's move on to Ethereum USD and Chainlink USD and start to wrap this up. So Ethereum USD, we are going to be looking at a pullback as well, because if we are looking at a pullback for Bitcoin, we are looking at a pullback for Ethereum. And we did end up coming up to, I want to go onto the 1 day very quickly here. And we did end up coming up to that wick low that we spoke about, and actually these two candle bodies. Okay, so this would be the daily horizontal, but the one that we focused on here was actually the wick low. So this was the wick low here, and I mentioned that that was at $3,097. And what I liked about that was because it was in confluence with the monthly R3 at $3,104. So very nice to see that that did get hit. Of course, it did get surpassed a little bit. A slight bit, as you can see, we did get closure above it. But ultimately, when we are coming back to this resistance and we are looking at this as a main resistance, we are looking to potentially ladder into shorts similar to what we did for Bitcoin in the order block. So we can see thus far, I won't go from the highs. I'll just go from the resistance point here. Imagine you did not ladder about 3% up, which I do not, it's an easy trade here because, stop loss right above that daily. But overall here, hitting the wick, hitting the monthly R3, even more importantly, that's a 6.8% rejection from there. And so I would be looking at a high low to be set in. Of course, our last high low based on the 1 day here is $2,502. So Ethereum has got, a lot of breathing space here to not actually break market structure. So ideally, I don't think that, we are seeing things to prove this right now. But if we were to come down even all the way to the monthly R1 at $2,588, that would be a high low, and that would be good for price action. Of course, we have been in a quite a large uptrend. So if we do have a big rejection here, that's going to scare a lot of people. It's going to liquidate a lot of people. And I would actually enjoy seeing that, because then we would be able to reaccumulate and really bring those people back in. The ones using high leverage, the ones using too much risk for no reason, they would be buying in later on, and that would just fuel the price up if we are to actually break resistance and find acceptance back in. So where would I want to see closures above? I want to see closures back above $3,281, guys. This is the two candle bodies that we spoke about, and that would really be acceptance back into the last breakdown point, because as you can see, the daily did try to hold two candles here before the further continuation to the downside, which would make this entire zone that we spoke about from the wick to the candle bodies a massive region from $3,097 to $3,281. So that would make this a very big area. Getting back above here, then we can look at moves back, higher into that region. I want to quickly put on the VPVR here, and you can see that there's not much volume here. There is a high volume node just above the last breakdown point, because as you can see, we did have multiple daily candles here. I wouldn't really call this a high volume node. I mean, if you compare it to lower here, so overall, this region is not really too much to worry about. As long as we can get back above around the 3,281, even 3,300 is the biggest volume node here. I think that we would be good to move back to the all-time highs, but a pullback here is not bad whatsoever for the things that we just discussed, right? For the over leveraged traders to get liquidated here, because we do have our one-day stochastic all the way at the 90 level here. We do see the RSI really spiking up and now losing the moving average for the first time since the rise up from the 21st of July. So all of these things do tell me that if we are to actually set in a higher low, that's going to be a buying opportunity. But even if not, that's going to scare a lot of traders, and the overall direction based on the weekly is still the same, at least in my personal opinion. Of course, not financial advice. So as far as the VIX goes here as well, not really picking up. So if we are to get above the region with volatility picking up as well, that would be very nice to see. And overall, I like how we've hit our targets. Now we need to wait to see if we can set in a higher low, both on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some fantastic trades going on there. But as for Chainlink, still holding in a very tight range, guys. This has been some very, if you are looking at other coins such as Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's been not too interesting, right? We have had some nice trades if you've been trading the support, coming back up to the resistance, 24% move to the upside. The resistance I've spoke about for months now is the anchored VWAP from the highs. If you've been shorting that, that's a 15% move, 20% moves back to support. So the trades have been there. So for traders, it's been absolutely fantastic. If you do trade Chainlink, which I personally don't day trade Chainlink, but as day traders, we would absolutely be loving these moves because it's in a very clear range right now, trading between support and a resistance. But for the moon boys and doom boys that always want a trending move, it's not so exciting. But please do consider that we bounce from the bottom of the order block here 95% to the upside. So prices do not go up in one straight line, and they do not go down in one straight line. Well, maybe in crypto, sometimes they do go down in one straight line like we did here. But remember, this is, after a very big rise from $1 overall. So I don't really have much else to say for Chainlink. I've really told you guys everything that I'm seeing on the charts, the key support, the key resistance, where I would be targeting after that, where I would be targeting, lower, still holding structure, still the same as Ethereum and Bitcoin. If we can hold up, consolidate here, that's going to be very good. Even if we come down anywhere below, 1895 is going to be breaking that higher low. But even, down to the monthly pivot here at 1991, and testing down there, holding and consolidating, that would be very good because it would help the RSI reset here. It would help our momentum oscillators, more importantly, the stochastic reset. Then we could look at how the lower timeframes are looking and how the high timeframes are looking to make our next decision. So can we have the next rise to the upside, or are we going to be looking at this as simply another bearish retest to the anchored VWAP, which we have, to be fair, gotten twice now, and that's been some big rejections of about 56% back to the bullish order block, and thus far it has been a 15% rejection. So this rejecting and consolidating with the price action is going to be actually good, but we're going to have to come back to the price action from there once we have more data to work with. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I appreciate your time. Go ahead and leave a like on it if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. I did not make a video last night because, as you guys know, as you guys may have seen in this video, I don't have many new thoughts on the price action. I like to keep my thoughts very clear and concise with you all, and give you all my thoughts based on my analysis. I don't want to give you guys new information every single day just to confuse you and just have something new. We are actually trading the charts based on proper levels and proper trading opportunities, right? And therefore, I cannot be talking about the same things every single day if there is not much new about the charts. Of course, we had some fantastic trades in the group over the weekend, and for the first weekend in a while, I did actually trade because we had some volatility, and so I was just staying active with a few charts in there, and so I hope that you guys had a profitable and healthy weekend, and I'll catch you all in tomorrow's video.